Welcome to Windows Refugees. If you're coming to EasyOS for the first time, you will notice some differences. And the thing is, you have a mindset. When we all have a mindset, we become familiar with what we are using, and we think a certain way, we become accustomed to that, and then we come to something a bit different, and there is some resistance. Understandable. Now, what I would like to focus on here is the file manager. The file manager that is built in, that is the default in EasyOS, is what's called ROX-Filer, ROX-Filer. And it is what is called a multi-window file manager. Now you can see it here. This is ROX-Filer, two different windows. In Windows, the file manager is what is called a multi-pane file manager. That is, it is one window with a vertical break and two different sets of directories on each side, and you can sort of drag and drop between the two of them. And sometimes you can have more than two. You can have like 3 panes in the one window. A different kind of philosophy. Initially, that's what you were familiar with, so of course, understandably, that's what you would like to see that here, but you're not seeing that. You're seeing separate windows instead. However, it's just as easy to use. In fact, even more easier, I think, when you get accustomed to it. Just change the mindset, use it for a while, and you'll find it's fine. What we have here is a window, another window, and you can have as many windows as you want, okay? Just by clicking on that. You can also open new windows. If you come here and you say window, parent new window, there we go, another window. In here we can navigate around different windows. We can go up. This goes up to the next directory upwards. Okay. Back to there again. These are history. This takes you back to the previous one and then forward again. So this is a history thing. This takes you back to where you've been before. Okay. Now, if you want to, let's go back to where I was. That'll do. Yep. If there's a file here that you want to, I've got to find something interesting. There we go. Interesting files. If you want to copy a file or duplicate it or move it, usually it's just drag and drop. Now I can just go somewhere, any old place will do. I don't care. If I want to copy it to there, drag and drop. Okay, so there we go. And it will ask you, do you want to copy it or do you want to move it? So let's copy it. Okay, simple. Now, there's another way of doing it. If you right-click, you've got a choice here of copy, cut, duplicate, or rename. So duplicate will do the same. Well, that'll make a copy of it with a new name. Okay. Got to be careful with this word copy because it's got a slightly different meaning here. So duplicate will, okay, let's call it handbook 2, okay? So we've duplicated it. There we go. If we click on right click again and we select copy, what that will do is it will copy it to the clipboard. I'll do the other one. I'll do this one. So I'll copy this to the clipboard. Okay? This is another way of copying files around. Over here, I can do paste, and there we go, paste. So there were 2 ways of doing it, via the clipboard or just drag and drop. Okay, so they're very simple usage instructions. Another thing that is good to know is thumbnails. You'll see this thing here, if I mouse over, it shows left, show or hide hidden files, or right click, show or hide thumbnails. So right click, and it's showing those image files you see as thumbnails. I've got some videos over here. I can do the same thing if I right click and it shows all the videos as thumbnails. That can be very handy if you've got a collection of videos or a collection of photos to see them as thumbnails. So that's something else very, very nice to know. There's not really much to say. It's very usable. If you really want double click, you can do it. One person did point out to me a reason that he uses double click is because he often chooses the list view. See this here? This changes the mode of how you're viewing here. This is icon view, but if you click on that, it's what they call list view. And the thing is, it's hard to sort of... Let's go back to icon view again. I mentioned in an earlier video that to run any of these, you just click on it. So if I just click on that, it'll run the PDF viewer. Okay, there it is, PDF viewer. So it'll just run the appropriate application by left clicking. But what if you just wanted to select it? Maybe, I don't know for what purpose. Sometimes you might want to select a whole group of files. Maybe to drag the whole group to another window. Okay. So then I can just drag, and that will take the whole group. Fine, or a single one. But it becomes difficult if you're in the list view mode, because it's very hard to drag over. However, you can drag, or you can rather select, by holding down the control key. In this situation, if you just hold down the control key and you can select multiple ones. You can then drag and drop them to another window. Okay, I don't normally use the list view, but sometimes it's nice just to go into list view just to see the details about each file. It shows you the permissions and the owner and the group and the creation modified date. So that's kind of handy just to quickly see. Now where are we? Here we go. If you've got a file, I'll just show you one more little thing. If you've got a file and you want to just see the properties of that file, if you right click and just look down, there's all the various run actions appropriate for that PDF. Events is the event, that's the default, that is the one that will run. That's a PDF viewer. But the PDF can be opened in other applications as well, more or less. There's another one called PDF view. Properties, if you look at that, it will just show you various useful properties. The read and write and execute permissions and the MIME type and so on. It's getting a bit technical there, but anyway. So that's it. It's just a matter of becoming familiar with the multi-window paradigm for a file manager. And after a while, you'll just be quite at home. Now, I wanted to keep this video short. The problem is the last one it was about 20 minutes, which was too long. I prefer 10 minutes maximum, or thereabouts. So that's enough. Okay.